If you've been struggling to shallow out the club because you just can't keep your right arm out of it, I have a great drill for you. But first, let's talk about why shallowing out the club is so important in the first place. Let's think about what the alternative is. If you're not shallowing out the club, that means that you're coming down steep. So basically what's happening is in the downswing, this club is getting more vertical as you're coming down. My right arm is really taking over and pushing that club out, right? So the alternative, basically the options from here are two things. One, I'm either going to continue to come down steep, and I'm going to chop down into the ball. I'm going to swing way over the top. I'm going to hit pulls, slices, pull draws, pull hooks. Basically, you can get every miss in the book if you come down steep and over the top and do that. And that's even if you make good contact, right? The alternative to that, option number two, something I often see, is we try to save this steep swing by standing up out of it. So look what happens. If I'm steep and I stand up, look what happens to the club. The club shallows out, right? And now I can swing from the inside, but the problem is I've had to stand up out of my posture to do that. And I have to kind of throw my hands and flip my hands at it to save it. And you can hit a functional shot doing that, but it's just going to be wildly inconsistent. You're not going to have any control of this club face. Your ground contact is going to be thin, chunk. You're going to add a lot of loft, so you're going to be hitting weak shots. It's just not an ideal situation, and that's not what the tour players are doing. What the tour players are doing is they're getting this right arm to work underneath. They're getting this club shallowed out, and that's allowing them to stay in their posture, right? That's allowing them to open up their hips, and that's allowing them to get their hands in front of the ball at impact and to really compress the snot out of the ball, and that's what we want in the swing. So let's talk about the drill that's really going to help you to accomplish this and get this right arm out of there a little bit. So all you need is an alignment stick for this drill. If you don't have an alignment stick, you can get these at any home improvement store. They're a couple dollars. It's good for this drill. There's lots of other drills you can do with it too. And it's just a good golf tool. It's one of the best investments you'll ever make, a couple bucks at your local home improvement store. But all you're going to do is take this stick and hold it against the shaft. So about half of it is going to, these are about 4 feet long, so about 2 feet of it will be out this way, and about 2 feet of it will be going down the other end of the shaft here. And I like to hold it on the bottom. To me, that's just a little bit more comfortable, but you can hold it wherever's most comfortable for you. And what you're going to do initially here, and this is going to feel a little bit awkward, but trust me, this is really going to help you to get the right arm working the way you want to, is you're going to set up with this stick on this side of your body, the trail side of your body. So I'm going to set up with it like this. Now I know this isn't the normal address position, but this is where we need to be for this drill. But it's going to get your right arm working in the correct way. And what I want you to do here is start your backswing and keep this stick kind of behind you here. All right, so we're going to keep that stick behind me. And then as I get up to the top, and this stick gets clear of my body here, you can see the stick is clear of my body. Now I want to swing that stick in front of my body, right? So it's going to be behind my body in the backswing, and then it's going to work in front of my body in the downswing. And the reason why this is such a good drill to get the right arm working in the correct way is that a lot of times when people are coming down steep, what they're doing is they're doing the exact opposite of that, right? They're bringing this right arm in like this, so they're sucking this right arm back, and then when they get to the top of the swing, they push the right arm out, right? Well, this drill gets the arm mechanics to be doing the exact opposite. It gets that right arm more on top as you're going back. It's staying straighter as you're going back. And then in order to get that stick to move in front of the body, I have to work my right arm under and bend my right arm the way that I want to. And from there, I can't have my right arm overpower the swing when I do that. So again, I'm going to take the stick, half of it out one end, and I try to put it on the other side. I'm going to set up like this. I'm just going to go up to the top. You can see how my right arm works. My right arm is going to work underneath. And then I'm going to go through like that, right? And the other cool part about this is you can train this to help you get forward shaft lean as well. Ideally, when I'm coming through, I want this stick not to be touching my body. And you can see if it's not touching my body, I'm going to have the shaft in front. If I come in and it whips me in the side, then that means I'm early releasing the club. I'm adding a lot of loft. So again, I'm going to set up here. I'm going to go up like this. I'm just going to do nice pausing reps in the beginning here. So I'm going to go up like this, have it work underneath, swing through, right? And I'm going to start to add some fluidity to it now. So now instead of doing slow pausing, I'm going to do slow fluid here and just kind of feel You can see there that club is shallowing out a ton, and I'm getting those hands way in front at impact. And I'm just going to keep building the speed more and more and more as I do that, as I get more uncomfortable with it. Now, as I've gotten more comfortable with that, maybe I've done 25, 50 reps, nice and slow, and then building the speed up. Now I'm going to try to transfer that same feeling to my normal address position. Right, so I'm going to get my normal address position here. I'm going to feel that same thing. I'm going to imagine I'm keeping this stick behind me in the backswing and then in front of me in the downswing. I'm going to imagine there's a laser shooting out of the end of this club, and I want to feel like that laser in the backswing is pointing back behind me like the stick was, and then the downswing, I want to imagine that laser is pointing outside the golf ball as I'm coming down. So if I have those same feelings, and this is crazy exaggerated, but it's getting that right arm to work in the correct way. It's going to feel super loopy and weird because it's basically the opposite of what you're doing before, but what you're doing before is loopy too, right? If I'm bringing this club way inside, I'm looping it way inside, and now I'm looping it out over the top. You're just changing the loop to get you to shallow out the club, which is what we want to do, right? So it's going to feel loopy, but what you're doing before was loopy anyway, so we may as well feel it loopy in the right way. So again, we're going to feel it out and then in. And keep working through that faster and faster and faster. And look on video. Look on video. See if that club is working and that right arm is bending in and tucking in. You're going to feel how much easier it is if you keep that club outside to get that right arm to work in the right way. It's not going to be working against you. It's so difficult if you suck this club inside and bend that right arm right away to get it to do the same thing in the downswing. It's near impossible. The momentum of everything is going to be working out over the top on you. You want to get it working out away from you and then into you, and that's going to allow you to shallow out the club much more easily. So work through this and get to where you can do it in a slow, fluid swing with the stick, then remove the stick, do the same thing, get the same feeling, and then add the golf ball, and you'll be in business. This is a great way to get you started with shallowing out the club. But what about squaring the face as we're coming down? You see, you're so used to coming down steep and standing up and flipping at it that you don't know the proper way to square up the face. When you stand up and you release the club early, that's your method to square up the face. Releasing the club early is essentially closing the club face. So now that we're getting the club shallowed out and we're getting the body opening up more and we're getting the hands in front, if we were to release the club in the same way or have the same wrist angles as we're coming down, you just leave that club face wide open and you hit the ball way to the right. Well, there are specific things that we need to be doing with our wrists that allow us to square up the face, and once we know these things, it's just turn and burn. We get that club shallowed out, we get that club face square, we turn and burn through the ball, and every single time you're going to have that face squared up. It's just going to go exactly where you want to, and it's going to have that compression that you've been looking for. So if you want to learn these specific wrist moves that we need to be doing, this is what we call the anti-roll method at Top Speed Golf. And if you want to stick around, I'm going to play a preview of an awesome drill from the anti-roll method video that's going to allow you to learn these specific wrist angles. But if you want to see the whole entire drill, all you have to do is click the iCard that's going to appear up on your screen up in the upper right-hand corner. If you don't see the iCard, no worries. Just click the link in the description below. Play well, and I'll talk to you soon.
So here's the bottom line. If you've been taught to roll the club in the early downswing, that causes the shaft to get steep. And that steep club causes all your problems. It causes you to hit it way behind the big hitters and way inconsistent with your quality of strike. So you're in the tall grass and the trees and the hazards all day long. Now the great news is this. There's really only two pieces that you need to know to fix all these problems. The first one is we need to learn the proper way to square up the club face. Instead of rolling the forearms and getting steep, there's another way that the pros do this. Once you learn this right way to square up the club face, then you can shallow out from the inside and everything starts to fit together. Now I'm going to teach you this right now in what I call the anti-roll method. You may also hear this called the motorcycle move or the tour twist, but let's walk through exactly how to do that. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go kind of in the last parallel in the downswing. So here, I want my hips to go ahead and be opening up. I want my club to be parallel with the ground, and I want my hands to be in front of my right thigh. Now, when I take my grip, you're going to notice that when I do this, the club face is basically straight up and down. So if I'm looking at it from this angle, you'll see the face is straight up and down, and my logo of my glove is pointed out in front of me. Now from there,